Oh, hello fourth grade. Welcome to math class today. As you can see, I am playing with pyramids. And today we are going to work with these two different types of pyramids. So, as you can see, you're going to need your two pyramids. You are going to need your math book, a pencil, and a piece of paper. Let's get started today. So you need to open up your book to page 632, and we are going to start working with the pyramids that you hopefully constructed already. These are these things, okay? So we're going to get right into it. We have been working with geometric shapes already, and so this is going to be our shape that we're going to work with today. So I am looking at page 632, and if I look at the lesson practice, it says refer to the pyramid with a square base. Now, you have two pyramids, okay? One of them has a triangular base. You're not working with that right now. You're working with the one with a square base. So that's the one we're going to work with. So let's go right to letter A. It asks, how many faces does the pyramid have, and what are their shapes? So as we always do when we have multiple answers to a question, we want to go through each answer at a time. So I'm going to write letter A. If you haven't done so, make sure that you write your name, the lesson number 100. Can you believe it, fourth grade? This is our 100th math lesson of the year. Amazing. And then it'll be April 7th, or it is April 7th, 2020. So letter A, back to it. How many faces does the pyramid have? So I'm going to take a look at my pyramid. You should take a look at yours too, and we'll count together. Let's do the faces around the outside, and then we'll do the base. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So I'm going to write down for letter A, 5 faces. And what are their shapes? Well, if I look here, the 4 around here are triangles, and 1 is a square. Easy enough. So back to this. Does the pyramid have any parallel faces? So if you look at all the faces on here, you see how they all kind of tend to slant towards each other, so they'd all run into each other. This goes straight across this way, but there's nothing that does that. So actually the answer to letter B would be no, there aren't any. Letter C. Does the pyramid have any parallel or perpendicular edges? Explain. So I'm looking here. Remember, edges are where the two faces meet. And they're asking, are there any parallel or perpendicular edges? So if we take a look at that, that's just an alarm. If you hear something letting you know, it's time to work on this. So that's what we're doing. All right. So we take a look. These edges are not parallel or perpendicular. They all just kind of go together. But let's look at the edges for the base, okay? So we do have one pair. Actually, these would go parallel. These would go parallel. And then this and this is also perpendicular. So if you look at your edges for the base, you have both of those. So our answer for letter C, we would say yes. The opposite edges on the base are parallel and perpendicular. Be sure to check your spelling, fourth grade, for parallel and perpendicular, because those words are challenging. Okay, make sure that you get the spelling right for that. And finally for D, in the pyramid above, what types of angles are formed by the intersecting edges? Well, these, as you can see, go across here and here. So that would actually be a right angle. And then if we look at our angles here, these are smaller, remember, smaller than a right angle. So these are acute. So you have acute and right angles. So that is the questions that we're going to work with for the pyramid with the square base. Now we're going to do the pyramid with the triangular base, this one, okay? So letter E. How many faces does the pyramid have and what are their shapes? So let's do the outside, then the base. We have 1, 2, 3, and then 4. So we have those, they're 4, and then what are their shapes? Well, if I look, all of them are triangles. So we would say 4 faces. What are their shapes? Comma, we would write triangles. F, does the pyramid have any parallel faces? Now remember, parallel doesn't run into each other. And as I'm looking, these all go in. No, there's nothing. Which is interesting because that's very similar to our pyramid that we did earlier. Then we look at letter G. Does the pyramid have any parallel or perpendicular edges? Remember, parallel, they run like railroad tracks. Perpendicular, they form a 90-degree angle. Well, I'm looking here, and last time when we looked at the base, we could do that. But I'm looking here, nothing, because they all come together. They all run into each other. So our answer for G would be no. So that's definitely a difference between those two. Letter H. In the pyramid above, what types of angles are formed by intersecting angles? So I'm looking over here. And these are all, these angles that come together, they all look smaller than 90 degrees. So all of these angles are acute. So 4th grade, what you need to do for tomorrow is complete pages 633 to 635, numbers 1 through 30. There is an early finisher section which has you using a ruler to sketch a pyramid. Feel free to do that. Those will be extra points towards your grade. And I look forward to seeing how well you did with that. Thank you so much. Have a great day. Bye-bye.